in your ear. Mute everybody. Okay. Okay, yay. Okay, so I'm super excited to just talk to you guys for a couple minutes, and I know there'll be more people hopping on as we're talking, but that's totally okay. Okay, so you know what, let me make sure, see if I turn this other light on. Okay, that'll help it not be so dark in here too. Okay, so I mentioned the other day, and so if you haven't been on any of the power hours or anything like that, I can't remember where else I mentioned it, but I downloaded a book, like an audio book, and it's called Go for No. If you have any questions while we're on here, don't hesitate to just put them in the chat, okay? So the name of the book is called Go for No, okay? And I just got it on Amazon for like $4. But can I tell you, and it's an hour to listen to it, so it's not long. I listened to it twice the other day and once more again today, and I'll probably listen to it again another few times because I want it to stick in my mind, okay? And so we talk a lot about this business is not hard, but it is 80% mental, 20% effort, right? And so for me, go figure that I am down for working. I can put my hands to work. That's no problem. I'm not afraid of that. But when it comes to like my mind, that's a harder battle to face, right? Like your thoughts and how you feel about yourself, how you feel about everything, right? Okay, so this book really helped with fighting in my mind, okay? And so I just wanted to really quick talk to you about it, and then we will hop off, and you'll have the rest of your Sunday evening to enjoy, okay? So it's called Go for No, and it kind of rocked my world in a really good way, but in so much of a way that I'm like, I'm having to listen to it over and over for it to stick. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm not like a dummy. I'm not trying to say that, but I just mean it's such a different way of thinking that it takes a little bit for it to stick. So if you want to take notes, if you have a pen and paper around you anywhere, I would suggest doing that, okay? If you have the ability to get this book, and I honestly, it's just if I buy the book, I love actually holding books and reading them. But this phase in my life, it's just not getting done. So I downloaded the audio, listened to it while I'm driving in the car and the girls are watching a movie or whatever. And that's how I got it done. So if that helps you, that's what helped me, okay? So I have like a few pages of notes here that I'm going to read from while I'm talking to you, okay? So here's what I want to start off by saying when it comes to doing this business, okay? I feel like probably the hardest thing about messaging, and so I know some people still don't message, and the reason why is this. Okay, if you knew that every single person that you talk to would say yes to either wanting to try the products or wanting to do the business, you would not be afraid of asking everyone, right? Because everyone would say yes. There would be no fear in it at all, right? But we have a fear of how people will respond. We're afraid of being told no. And it allows the no to control our actions and our business. And so this book helps change that, okay? And the whole, obviously in the title, it's called Go for No. And what he's telling you is that when you're messaging, okay, so in our case, when you're posting and you're messaging and talking to people, you want to be looking for no's, not yeses. So as I'm sitting here, and I do a lot of my messaging in the evening time once the girls go to bed, and I'm sending out my messages and people are responding and telling me no. I'm like, dang, everybody's telling me no. Like I talked to Betsy the other day, and Betsy's like, is there a certain place you go to? Like if I'm getting a bunch of no's, am I like looking in the wrong place? Am I talking to the wrong people? And the answer to that, and I have asked that same question a million times to myself. Hi, Nicole. I see you. I've asked myself the same question. I'm like, dang, what am I doing wrong? You know how many videos and how many hours I have spent trying to figure out if I'm missing something? Are there skills I should be learning? Is there different ways to say different things, right? Whatever. And so no is what stops a lot of people from going forward. Okay. And so you decide you're going to post. Okay. And then you start messaging and you're like, I'm going to kill this thing. Right. And then you get a couple people that say, no, I'm not really interested, or no, thanks. You're like, well, dang, maybe I need to say it different. So then you go start trying to find a different way to say it. Okay. And then you start listening to this video that tells you to do it this way. Or you start looking at other leaders in the business going, well, I don't look like that one because I've done that. I'm not as cool as that one. I mean, right now, I'm like this big, giant, pregnant lady, right? And like, I mean, hey, I did put on pants for the Zoom. I'm not going to lie. I have my pants on. See? Bam! For those of you that don't know, sometimes I don't have pants because you can't see my pants. So, hey, just saying. But okay, so back to the point. It's just that, so I'll be messaging and talking to people, and then I'll talk to some people for a while, and they just, I don't know. And then finally they're like, no. Oh, Celeste is FaceTiming me. Celeste, are you on here? And then you start to get discouraged. So then you stop messaging people, or you don't do as many, or you like start to slow down your efforts because you're like, well, maybe this just isn't working for me. Okay. And so what this book is talking about is, instead of when you're sitting there messaging people and posting and doing all of this, you're not looking for yeses. You're looking for as many no's as you can possibly get. As many people to say no as you can get. And here's the reason why. When you ask someone about the business or the products and you private message them, that is planting the seed, not your posts. Okay? So we post about and advertise about the products and about the business. That's watering the seed. So before reading this book, I kind of knew that, but after reading it now, I go, oh, dang. I had this backwards. I'm messaging and I'll get one two yeses or 3 maybes or whatever. And I'm like, yes, I got 3 maybes. Oh, thank you, Lord. I got 3 maybes because I was getting discouraged. Huh? How many times have you said that? I got 1 maybe. I got 1 yes. They're going to sign up. They're going to come through. Right? Sister, we got it wrong. We got it backwards. We're supposed to be going for as many no's as you possibly can. The person that fails the most and fails the fastest grows the fastest. Okay? Let me tell you this, this little story. Okay? So this book is full of all kinds of stories, and it's it's all basically about what we do. I'm telling you, it's awesome. And I won't tell you everything, so that way in case you decide to listen to it or read it, it will still be worth your time. Okay? But this was really beneficial. So there's a company that hires a consultant to come in and help them with their sales and with their production. Okay. And they were averaging 2.5 sales per agent per month. And their company was basically drowning. I mean, they had a certain number of agents, and it was 2.5 sales per person per month, and it wasn't enough for their company to flourish. So they pay a ton of money for this consultant to come in and help them figure out what they're doing wrong or what they're missing, okay? And he comes in and says, well, basically, you're just not asking enough people. And they were like, not satisfied with that, because they're going, well, we just paid you a ton of money to come and fix our problem. This is a bigger problem than we're just not doing enough. How many times have I said that to myself? I want to grow. I want to be Ambassador Diamond. What the heck do I have to do to be Ambassador Diamond? We just got to message more people. Well, that can't just be it. I must not be saying it right. I must not be doing it right. I must not be leading it right. Or I must not be young enough. Or I must, please, I'm not old, shoot. But I'm just saying. Anyway, I've thought it before. Okay. So, so they hire this guy to come in. He's like, okay, watch, let me show you. So he takes 60 of their agents. Okay. Some of them are like the top selling agents in the company. They're selling life insurance. Okay. Some of them are like rock stars. They kill this business. Okay. Some of them are newbies and they don't know what the heck they're doing. And some of them are just mediocre. They kind of get by. Okay. So he collects 60 of a range of these people. And he tells them, we're going to go door to door with no leads. So this is like just picking neighborhoods. We're going door to door, not saying anybody's interested. We're just going in blank. Okay. And what I want you to say when you go to the door is, you don't want life insurance, do you? And that's it. So I was like, oh, Lord. Uh-oh. Right? Okay. So, but he took 60 people and they're going to, I'm not plugged in. There we go. My computer's like, you're about to go to sleep. I'm like, oh, don't want that. Okay. So you don't want life insurance, do you? Okay. So they divide up, go out, and each day that they do, they are talking to 60 people. Okay. 59 of those people say no. 1 out of 60 says yes. Okay. So I was like, well, that's not a very good ratio, right? But 1 out of 60 times 30 days in a month per person, they were only averaging 2.5 per person per month. 1 per day. But the difference was they didn't know what the heck they were saying. You don't want life insurance, do you? Well, no, I don't. Get out of my door. Like, that would have been my answer. Or I would not have answered, one or the other. Okay, but 1 out of every 60 said, well, actually, I kind of do need life insurance. Which actually right now I think we might need to up ours. But anyway, so the point is what they said was terrible. Their approach was terrible. They had some people that were terrible at the business and some that were really good. But everyone was saying the same thing. You don't want life insurance, do you? But they were asking 60 people a day. And 1 person said yes each day. So the difference is, if you're messaging 60 people a day and you got 1 loyal customer per day, you go from Steps to Success only says 4 loyal customers a month. Okay. So 30 per month. I mean, you're building a lot of volume with 30 LCs a month, right? So instead of getting discouraged that 59 people were saying no and shutting the door in their face, they were starting to get encouraged that 1 person was saying yes every single day. And that adds up. So that's why they're saying the whole idea is you go, whoever goes the fastest and for the most no's is the one who grows the business their fastest. Okay. You don't have to know the perfect words. Although, I mean, we try to give you what to say. And I mean, honestly, I'm always changing what I say, except for the loyal customer script thing. I don't really change that. When it comes to distributor side, sometimes I'm changing what I'm doing because I'm like, well, I don't know if that's helpful, or I don't know. I don't want to scare people, or I don't want to be too pushy, or I don't want to be too, I just want to be nice and I like people and I want to have lots of friends. Okay, right? But what this whole book is talking about is you could actually really stink at what you do as long as you are willing to fail and fail fast, you will grow fast. When you hear about these other ambassadors, presidential diamonds, like Courtney Labby goes presidential in 4 months. You know how she went presidential in 4 months? Oh, Nicole, me too. Me too, Nicole. But I'm telling you, this book is changing the way I'm thinking. Because now I go, oh gosh, Nicole said, I'm scared of screwing it up. Right, me too. But do you know, at the end of your life, people don't remember how much you mess up. They remember all of your successes, right? And so they talk about Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times trying to create the light bulb. And then he realized he wasn't failing fast enough. He realized, not they, he realized he wasn't failing fast enough. It was taking him too long to get it figured out. So he hires 20 inventors to come and help him figure this thing out and create the light bulb. And they're not as smart of inventors as he is. They're not as smart as he is. They don't know what they're doing as much as he does. But he knew that if he had more people failing faster with him, that's more failed attempts. And then you're closer to figuring out the correct answer. Okay? You're closer to the yes. So, let me go back over here. So the point is that the great leaders, like, for example, in this business, the people that, are where we want to be, the trick is that they're just teaching more people to fail more and fail faster. Courtney Lavie was presidential in 4 months. I listen to these people and I go, oh, well, they must have just had a really great warm market. Or they must have just really, or who was teaching them? Or what did they know that I don't know? You know what her answer is? From day one, she started messaging 100 people a day. How many of those people do you think said no? A lot. Okay? But the point is that no is planting the seed. Posting is watering the seed. So I'm messaging all these people, they're saying no, and they keep watching what I'm saying, and I'm trying to find different ways to say it, or to say, look, this isn't a scam, it's a real thing. Like, it's a real deal. And all of us know that because we're here, right? But they don't. All your potentials, they don't know. They don't know they're not gonna be stuck all by themselves trying to figure it out, or that they're gonna, they're going to actually have a chance to succeed and have people helping them, and that we do it together and all these things, what we do. So how do you tell them? You just take a screenshot of us doing this training right now and you post it. And then you take a screenshot of you do whatever you do at your house, and you talk to people, and that waters the seed, and it tells them, hey, this is legit. These are real people, real lives. You can see inside my house. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? And we'll work our way to the top together. The main thing, yeah, no, totally, Alexa, that's how I felt too. You don't want people to get ticked off or annoyed, and they won't. Here's the deal. How many people do you know actually making an income from their cell phone? I don't really know anybody except for this team. I know lots of people that try, and they spend way a ton of money and then lose it all and then don't make anything back. And that makes me real sad, knowing that we have this. So you just talk about where you're going and what you're going to do and what you have in this team to provide, and ask people. And you don't have to keep on asking them and badgering them. I don't do that. I'm just like, hey, are you interested? Hey, I just honestly, the ones I think would be really great, I tell them, I think you'd be really great. I love your personality, or I like this about you, or, you know what I mean? And that waters the seed. So posting is just watering. If you're only posting, you're not planting any seeds. Your seeds are being scattered along dry ground. Does that make sense? They're being wasted. If you ask, people have to stop and consider the opportunity and answer you. Telling you no is going to be 9 times out of 10 when people say, okay, listen to this. It says, and this is something that they say throughout the book, is just, if you want to grow fast, you have to fail bigger and faster than anyone else. Okay? 44% of salespeople give up after the first no. So someone says no, 44% of all of us are going to give up and not ask that person again. Okay? 22% of us, or people in general, will give up after the second no. Okay? 14% will give up after the third no. 12% will give up after the fourth no. Okay? 92% of salespeople give up before asking a fifth time. So I'm not telling you have to ask every single person 5 times, but here's what I am saying. 60% of all people that become customers say no 4 times before they say yes. So here's what I'm saying to you. We're over here feeling afraid to ask one time because we don't want to be annoying or don't want to be told no. We're afraid of the wrong thing, okay? You don't learn anything from life being told yes. Nothing. That's just the reward. When someone says yes, it's a reward. You learn life lessons from getting no's. Think about when you're a little kid, okay? You go to the store with your mom or whoever. You ask for candy. No, you can't have any candy. But please, what about just one piece? No, you haven't had lunch yet. Please, I promise I'll be really good. I'll eat all my lunch. Please, I just really want this sucker. No, you can't have it. Mom, come on. It's just one. Okay, fine. Okay, but as a kid, you're told no over and over and over. How many times do my kids ask me for candy or ask me for treats all day? I'm like, no, you have to eat fruit first. No, you have to eat lunch first. No, you have to take a nap. But if they do these things, I know in my mind I'm going to say yes, right? So as a kid, you accept no with no problem. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt your heart or make you feel bad or feel a certain way. It's just, you know that if you keep being persistent and asking, they're going to eventually say yes. Okay? So while I'm not telling you to badger people, here's what I'm saying. We're afraid of the wrong word. No is not bad. And no does not mean no you. It doesn't mean, no, I don't like you, Kelly. It doesn't mean, no, Kelly, you're obnoxious. Or no, you wouldn't be whatever. It has nothing to do. No, Kelly, you're annoying. Because I'm not. If somebody says no, I'm like, okay, next, right? That's how the thought of this goes, okay? Think about this. When a doctor loses a patient, okay, every doctor is going to lose a patient sometime. A patient is going to die. It's a part of life, right? When a doctor loses a patient, if I were a doctor, that would be devastating to me. Like, are you kidding? That's why I could never be a doctor. I would be devastated, okay? But a doctor is a doctor. We need them, right? We need lots of them. When I get sick, I want to go to a doctor, okay? But you have to think about, every doctor is going to lose a patient. Well, what do they do when they lose a patient? Do they give up and quit? They can't, because then there would be no doctors in the world, right? So the most important word a doctor has to learn is next. Next. Okay? In our case, talking to people and getting no's has to become, instead of a painful, oh my gosh, I'm never going to succeed at this. This is maybe not for me. This has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are wonderful. Okay? And there is going to be people in the world, in social media and in real life, that connect to you and your story and your life struggles and the way you look and your age and all of those things. Nobody is saying no to you. They're saying no to their fear. They're saying no to the opportunity right now because they haven't considered it. They haven't paid attention to your posts. They don't know that this isn't like in-home party get-together meetings that people are afraid of, right? You can do those things. You don't have to, right? So they're saying no to what they perceive to be a pyramid scheme or something like Amway, Avon, Mary Kay. They don't know. They haven't paid attention. But if you're not asking them, they're not going to stop and pay attention. How many times have I said, I'm putting out all this effort in making these great posts and trying to tell stories and trying to tell people that this is awesome and it can change their life. And I legit care about lives being changed. Like, you know what I mean? And you do too. How many times have you said, I'm posting consistently and nobody is coming through? Okay, I'm posting consistently and I have these 1 or 2 people that are supposed to sign up and they're just not doing it. Maybe this just isn't for me. This is too much work. How many times have you thought those things, right? Maybe none, maybe not yet. but at some point they may come. And the answer is, no is not you are not the problem, okay? And no is not negative. No is good because it means that your seed got through. You know what is not good is when people don't respond. The seed isn't getting into the soil, right? You want somebody to at least respond and say no. So instead, when you're messaging, trying to get people to say yes or maybe isn't helpful. Obviously we do want them to say yes and join us and do it with us, but maybe is not going to get you anywhere. I would rather have somebody say no than say maybe, okay? Because I know then now you have to know in your mind, okay, once somebody says no, now they are going to see what you're talking about. Now they are going to read your posts. Now they are going to notice you when you pop up in their newsfeed if they weren't paying attention before. Okay? The person that asks the most and fails the biggest and fails the fastest is the person that grows a business the fastest. And that's what we want to do. What do you do with the ones that do not respond? Renee, it depends because I'm messaging a lot of people. So if there's ones that stick out to me specifically that I honestly, genuinely think would want to do this or would be really good at it, or I just love having them with us, I might interact on their posts, like or comment on their posts. And then eventually they'll either, some people aren't used to, at least on Instagram, looking at their messenger. A lot of people don't even know how to use it very well. So, and so then I might wait a while and unsend the message and resend it back because it'll show that notification that says number 1 on their mailbox in their Instagram. And then it hopes that they'll notice the notification. But just interacting with them so they know I'm not like just trying to sell you something. I'm trying to be your friend and help you if you want to be a part of this, you know. But interacting on their posts will also help. I do those 2 things, unsend and resend, and then interact on their posts. Okay. Right now, I'm posting 6 to 9 times a day. Okay. The main thing is, I'm not telling you have to post 9 times a day, but people are on social media morning, noon, and night. That's the highest peak times of the day when you wake up, at lunchtime, and at bedtime. Okay? Bedtime being the biggest time of the day. So you post anytime. Now, some of you it's 6:30 at your house, but 8:30 at my house, 9 o'clock my house, that's a good time to post. 8, 9 o'clock your time is a good time. Okay? Morning, noon, and night is when people are on there the most. Okay? And some people do ask me, do people find it annoying that you post so often? I think Alexa asked me that question even just the other day. And the answer is no. Actually, people don't get mad about it. I have a lot of people that don't want to be a customer or a distributor, and they say they enjoy following me. And I talk about my business all the time. I talk about life too, and I post funny stuff and whatever, you know. But they don't get annoyed with that. And I don't badger people. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to. But my point in all of this and saying is, don't be afraid of people telling you no. That's actually what you want. And the more no's that you can get, the more people I'm telling you will pay attention to what you're saying. That's why growing your followers is such a big deal. Okay? And then you message those people and just ask them if they're interested. And if they're not, okay, no worries. If you change your mind, let me know. And you just keep posting. And in your mind, you tell yourself, I got one. I got somebody to pay attention. And then as you're posting, you know in your mind, those 10 people that said no last night are now watching what you're saying today. And I'm telling you, they will come back and message you and go, hey, I'm not sure if I want to do the business, but I kind of want to try the hair, skin, and nails you were posting about. But I'm telling you, how many times people say to me, You asked me first, so I'm coming back to you. That happens a lot. Some people that never respond, but did read my message, will come back and say stuff like that. Hey, you asked me first, so I feel like I should come back to you. Or, hey, I'm kind of interested in these products, but like this lady today that messaged me, and she was like, I'm interested in the hair, skin, and nails, but I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm kind of losing my mind, and I would like to make some extra money. Is that what you've been posting about? All because I asked her at the beginning of the month about being a distributor, and she didn't ever answer me until today, a hair, skin, and nails post. So some people, it could take them a little while, and you can go back and follow up with them. My whole point in this whole time that we're sitting here tonight, which we're about to get off, is the no's that you get are good, okay? They are a good thing, and you want them. And the more no's that you get, the faster you will get somewhere. And the faster that you can accept when somebody tells you no, that is a good thing, because now they will watch what you say. And then in your posts, you've got to be talking every day about your business and about your products. Okay. And it doesn't have to be, oh, please don't do advertisement posts. That's not good. Then you look like a salesperson. Advertisement posts, if you don't know, is the words, like the ones that have a lot of words printed on it, pre-printed, lots of green and black on them. You just want to be like normal. Okay, just be a normal person and people will want to do it with you. Let me just show you really fast before we keep going, okay? And then let me make sure I'm not missing anything before we hop off. Oh, this is a side note that was really good. Everyone assumes that skill and ability is what equals success. Oh, gosh. Every time this book is just killing me. This was me. I just can't tell you how many videos and stuff I've watched and how many times I've thought, I must be doing this wrong. I don't know. Oh, gosh. Okay. So everyone assumes skill and ability is what equals success. A motivated salesperson who is willing to tell their story to enough people will pass by a good salesperson every single time. So I go back to Courtney Lavey as the example because I just think it's fascinating to me that somebody would grow that fast. And I'm like, what magic dust do you have that I don't know about? And all she did was tell her story, tell stories, tell where she's at, and grew her followers and asked 100 people a day. And it's really that easy? Yep. Really that easy. And you don't be afraid of the no's. You want the no's. Okay, this is the advertisement. Let me see. Like this right here. Can you see that? Very good. See this? Where it's got all the words and lots of great info and prices. You don't want to do any of those. None. You can say that stuff in your words, okay? But doing before and afters is going to get people's attention. And then you can say all the other stuff in the words, okay? So the person who's willing to tell their story to enough people, fail bigger and fail faster, and you will grow faster and bigger, and your business will be unstoppable. Just don't be afraid of no's. That's what you want. We want to celebrate the no's. Okay? Yeses are awesome. That's great. No's, more no's is going to equate to more business and to a larger team, as long as you're not afraid of them. Does that make sense? Okay, do any of you have questions before we get off? If you do, then don't hesitate to ask before we go. And I know that this is like it's a different concept. It's a different way of thinking than I was used to. Something else they said is when you hit a streak of yeses, you tend to slow down. So like when you start getting some DTs and some LCs, you start to slow down. But that's because you're chasing the yeses and you're not chasing the no's. So if you were chasing the no's, you would keep going and you would stay on that hot streak of enrolling. Because I've had that happen too, where I enroll a bunch one month and the next month it's totally quiet. It's because you were going after the yeses, and once you started getting them, you slowed down. Versus if you were chasing no's, you would, there you go, Renee, go for no. You would have kept blowing right through it, and you would have more people coming through. Does that make sense? It's just a different mindset. Don't shoot for yeses, shoot for lots and lots and lots of no's. We can fix anything that you say and you feel like it's not working, we can fix that. But if you're not messaging, you're not planting any seeds, then we have nothing to work with. Does that make sense? I'm telling you, messaging is planting the seed, not posting. People will not pay attention to your posts until you ask them to pay attention by asking them if they're interested. Got it? Okay. Anything else? Anybody else, any questions? No? Okay. I love you guys. I recorded this so that way, in fact, I can go ahead and stop it.